Hi, Saqib. And hi, Gaurav. Hi, Rahul. We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Insta. Two devices, though our streaming software now has the ability to integrate Instagram. We just realized that once we logged in. We're going to give it a minute or two for everyone to come in. A very interesting conversation happening today. Big shift, right? And I just got a notice. I've gone live on LinkedIn as well. That's cool. Let me come back to Insta. Okay, cool. Who else there? Give me a hello. Tell me where you're joining from, guys. Which part of the country or the world are you coming in from? Send me a hello. Right, I'm getting the updates on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube here, and on Insta this side. Okay, seems to have. Okay. Okay. All right. Done. Not sure. We seem to be frozen. Okay. Right. It's 1 more minute to go, guys. We're just taking a minute, getting things in place. A lot of us lie to ourselves every single day. Every single day. Right. I find myself saying this thing again and again to the audience, to the people I'm talking to, that I understand the world. There are people in the world who want to pull you down. I get that. What I don't get is you wanting to pull yourself down. That makes zero sense. And that's one of the few really dangerous self-sabotaging behaviors that we have that I want to address today. Okay, so it's 2 o'clock. I'm going to jump in now. When it comes to networking, we feel a lot of pressure. Right? There are a lot of fears. The whole idea of networking sometimes gets so daunting, and different people make different kinds of reasons. Right? Not everybody is making up reasons the same way. So introverts make different kind of reasons. I'm an introvert. I'm a shy person. How can I network? This will happen. Extroverts make different kind of reasons, right? I've got too much to do. I'm too busy, etc., etc. The fears of networking affect everyone equally. It doesn't matter whether you're an introvert, whether you're an extrovert, right? You are affected by fears, and one of the biggest fear of networking is fear of rejection, which, by the way, is not as difficult to overcome. Okay, but a lot of introverts have this myth that extroverts don't feel fears, etc. No, they do, right? And then, oh my God, should this ever happen? Should you ever fail while making an attempt to network? My God, if that happens, then though I think you get a God's license to ignore and avoid networking, right? Or God forbid, if you are running a business, oh my God, I don't have time to go and network. I've got so many other things to do. What I'm doing throughout the day, I have no idea. You have no idea, but you're busy, right? With what? Even you don't know. Okay, so the pressures, the fears, and if failure ever comes, that is a complete full stop to networking, right? And we just keep making up reasons, etc., etc. There's one particular reason that I want to address today, and that reason is this: I don't think I can network, right? We go out and convince ourselves that we just don't have what it takes. A lot of people are sitting around thinking, believing. A lot of you who are watching this right now are thinking, sitting, believing that your ability, listen to this very carefully, that your ability to network is fixed. That because you're a certain kind of person, you can't go out and network. That because perhaps you're an introvert, you're at some disadvantage. Because you're a woman, you're at some disadvantage. Well, everyone is at disadvantage. You're no special. Everyone, there's a trade-off for every single person. For an introvert, yes, there are some trade-offs. For an extrovert, yes, there are some trade-offs. For men, there are some trade-offs. And yes, for women, there are some trade-offs. Absolutely. But one thing that is definite here is that your ability to become a better networker is not fixed. You're not limited. It's a lie that you cannot become better at networking and that it's a natural gift and that Either you have it or you don't. And if you've not had a certain kind of upbringing, conditioning, if you're not a confident person, etc., then you can't really network as well. All of that is loads of crap. Very simply, I'm being honest with you. Right? None of this is true. Okay. Yes, I understand you've had certain childhood experiences, because of which, if you're like me, then probably you had a very conservative upbringing, right? I'll share about that later, right? And if you've not been exposed to, if you've not been a very confident kid, right? That story, right? And I understand that when it comes, even when I'm talking about this, when I'm talking about overcoming your fears and barriers and limitations, a lot of you would be listening and they're like, yeah, but yeah, I can't do it. I want to do it, but I can't really do it. A lot of you would be feeling that right now, because I know it is scary to transform yourself. It is scary to even own the idea that, hey, this thing that I've been living with for such a long time, the fear, the I am not good enough that I've been living with for such a long time, that you can get over it. It's within your grasp, it's within your reach. It is not something impossible. It's not like moving a mountain. It's not. And the idea, the ownership of that can be extremely, extremely, extremely difficult to own. Right? But here's the thing, guys. If you continue to keep making these stories yourself, it's your life. I can't do anything about it. I'm going to be very honest. I can't do much about it if you're going to continue to lie to yourself that nothing can happen. Right? I'm just going to come and tell you that you're going to pay a big price. Networking is, I call it that X factor, that missing link. If you're among the kind of people who wonder that, I'm good at what I do, right? I'm hardworking, I've got good product, I've got good talent, I've got good capability, but why are other people making more money than me? Then the missing piece is this thing called networking, right? Very few people in the world have figured this out, and others are paying a huge price because they've not yet understood the power this holds. But I'm not going to talk about that today. My goal is not here to talk about the potential networking holds. So if you're watching this, you probably at some level know this, but anyways, we'll do another live on that, right? But I want you to know that you're going to pay a huge price if you continue to believe the stories that you are limited, if you continue to justify why you shouldn't grow. Okay? Let me very quickly tell you my story. Grew up in a joint family. I was one of the last kids. I just have one younger brother. Everybody else is older than me. So I kind of grew up in a situation where I think everybody was done growing up kids. Okay, ye to pal jayega. This is going to grow up himself, right? Extremely ignored, right? Left out, did not know how to make friends. I couldn't approach kids in my lane when they were playing, right? I would feel not good enough. Grew up like that. And I was sure, right? Bottom of the barrel, right? If you think of someone who has zero ability to network, on which people will bet that this person cannot network. Think of a person like that. That was me. And I'm not lying to you. I'm not saying it because I'm doing this live with you, right? I'm saying this because it's really, really true. I don't care if you believe me or not, but this is the truth, right? Gone through that upbringing, school, colleges, constantly wanting to please people, wanting to be in the good books, doing a job, not being able to ask for money because I did not value myself, etc. And all of that, I've gone through the entire journey, right? Fast forward today, I work with some amazing people, industrialists, business owners, clients that are what, thousands and thousands of crores, right? Big businesses, big organizations, all of those are happening today, right? And it's not a very long time of change. It's not. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know it's possible. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, that shift is possible, right? Honey, hi. I've got your question. I'll come back and address this. Let me finish this conversation. I got your question. How do we overcome fear through networking? Okay, cool. We'll address this. Okay, done. Now, okay, let's jump into this only. How do you change? How do you overcome the fears? How do you come to a place where you start to understand that you're not limited? And honey, this answers your question as well. is you first of all change how you think about it. I want you to get this. Anywhere in life that you are looking to transform, to shift your ability in anything, the first step, without this, nothing can happen. After this, everything can happen. But without this, nothing can happen, is you have to change how you think about it. You've got a conflict happening with a team member. You've got to change how you think about that team member. Very simple, guys. The thought process that has created a problem, that thought process is not going to be able to solve a problem, right? Everything begins with how you think. So number one, you don't need to know the how you will be able to shift. You have to go and say, it's possible. Let me start that journey. Let me figure out who can help, where can I go? But it's possible. Most people have surrendered that it's not possible, that they'll not be able to change their ability to network, right? So step one is you have to change how you think about networking. Number two, you have to change the importance that you give to networking. A lot of people think it's okay, they can do without it. It's not true. I know I'm going to say it. I'm a networking coach. Of course, I'm going to come and say that networking is one of the most crucial skills for your survival, for your success. I am going to say it. I am biased. It's my product. It's my service, but doesn't make it a lie. It is 100% true that whatever you're doing, whether you're in a job, whether you're in a business, right? Relationships are the key to success. You need this. So you gotta start giving more importance to networking. And the way you can do that is, one very interesting way is you ask yourself that if I would have been networking regularly, right? How would I have grown by now? What else could have happened in my life? I just got a suspicious login attempt from Rio de Fogo. Okay. I don't know, Ria, if you can hear me. Somebody's trying to hack into our Instagram right now while we're doing a live. That is so cool. That's never happened before. Okay. And Ria's here. Here you go. Ria, I've taken a screenshot of this as a memory and sort this out. Somebody's trying to log in. Okay. They've probably cracked your password. Yes. Okay. So in the meantime, I'm going to continue here. Okay. So change your thinking about how you think you can network or not. Number one, change your thinking about the importance that you give to networking. That is absolutely essential, right? And number two, then you got to start educating yourself. You got to start asking yourself, how can I learn more? There are a lot of videos of mine, podcasts of mine you can start watching. That's a starting point. There's so many other people with whom you can go and learn. I have got training programs that I run. I've got a 2-hour webinar, come to that, right? I've got a 3-day program, one of the best networking programs in the world there, or a book, right? Or get a mentor. Try, make an attempt. You got to start educating yourself. Only then things are going to change, because your thought process that I said that has created the problem is only going to change when you educate. And I want you to understand this, guys. While we're talking about not giving into the stories, etc., but I want to give you one truth, right? This is the ugly truth. Your fears will never fully go away. They're not meant to go away. Your fears are meant to keep you cautious, right? The problem is when the fears start to rule us. When our fears take over, right? And oh, camera. Okay, this one, yeah. Maybe we're back on Insta, or do we have to go live?
Yeah, we just stopped.
Okay, right. The problem comes in when our fear starts to control what we think, how we're acting, what we're doing. Right. Your fears are never fully going to go away. They're not supposed to go away. So understand that it's okay to have fears of networking, but what's not okay is those fears are limiting you. Yeah. I want to summarize this simply by saying that you're not limited in your ability to network. No matter whether you're a good networker, you can become a great networker, whether you are, let's say, a poor networker like I was, right? You can still come a long way. I've come a long way. I've still got a long way to go, but I've come a long way. But what you can't be doing, one core message that you have to get, take away from here. You can't be making excuses to not do things that you know are important for your growth. This is what successful people don't do. They don't make excuses. So if you're the kind of person who's making excuses why you shouldn't be going out and network, why you shouldn't be going out and network, why you shouldn't meet your people, your customers, your friends, or attend networking events or join platforms, etc., stop making those, right? You got to ask yourself, what is the cost? Ask this question today. What is the cost I am paying? What is the cost I am paying because of me not going out and networking? Right? Do that. All right. Cool. Honey, I believe we've answered your question. If anyone else has any other question, please put that in. I should be able to get the LinkedIn, Facebook questions here, and I'll get the Instagram ones here. Okay, cool. So while some of the questions may come up, stop lying to yourself, and not just in the area of networking, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just stop lying. Any thought, very simple fact, guys, any thought that limits you cannot be entertained. You cannot allow the luxury of a single thought that limits you. You're not able to do something, I get that. I don't have a problem with that. There are a lot of things I can't do today. Right? But at no point in time can you let yourself believe that you can't do something ever, that it is beyond you. Right? Those kind of stories become self-fulfilling prophecy. Get that? Right? The stories, whether it's your reality or not, they start to come true on their own. And like I said, let me go back to the conversation. I understand the world trying to pull you down. There are people out there who might be trying to pull you down. There may be people who do not want, maybe the people who do not want you to succeed. And maybe those people will come and deploy tactics like that and come and say, you know what, Paritosh, you're not that kind of person. Why are you even trying this? Don't do this. I think you'll do better there, etc., etc. I get people trying to do that to you. What I don't get is you trying to do that to yourself. That is not okay. All right, cool. That's all for today, guys. We've spoken about freeing ourselves from the mental prison that we've created from ourselves. We lost a bit on Instagram today because while we were live on Instagram, we got a notice that someone was trying to access our Instagram account. Maybe it was an attempt to hack in or something. Okay, so we changed our password. We took care of that. So, but for I think 1 or 2 minutes, we were not live on Instagram. So in case you've not seen this, if you've joined in later, do watch this. Okay, this is one very, very important conversation. And I'd love to know what you thought about it. Leave a comment here, leave a comment later if you're going to watch a recording of this, whichever way. Let me know. All right, take care, guys. God bless. Bye-bye. All right, how do I turn this off? The cross. You mean the cross up there? Yes, that one. Yeah. Okay, cool. Bye. All right, and okay, and now. Okay, cool. And ending here.